All right, what's up, everybody? The Blitz is back once again. Took a little week off, had some IRL stuff going on, but we're back. So we're doing a double header today. So we're gonna try to cruise through as much of this as we can. We're doing the AFC East, which hopefully shouldn't take too long, and then the NFC.
There's only
East.
two teams in that division, right?
Yeah, only two real teams. Yeah. 80 is here. I know it looks like Jameis yet again, but 80 is here. One day we'll get a camera going for him. One day.
I'm at work.
He's at work, so we'll give him a pass. We'll give him a pass on this one. All right, but let's just jump right into it. We've got the AFC East. Just like all the other divisions, we're just going to go with who won it, and we'll move down. So we're going to start with the Super Bowl losers, the New England Patriots.
I love how it's not the runner-up, the losers.
Nope. They lost the Super Bowl. I am not wrong. They lost it.
If you're not first, you're last.
That's right. Bobby knows.
I'm with you. It's really funny.
So arguably, out of this division, you could probably say that the New England Patriots are the ones that improved the most. They made a lot of changes, specifically to their wide receiver room. So in the Super Bowl, they had Stephon Diggs, who is kind of just a shadow of his former self. They had Mac Hollins and Kayshawn Boutte. That was the receiving core.
It was it was one of the receiving rooms of all time.
Yeah, one of the receiving.
But
so
they did have. I mean, they had a good core of running backs though, because they had Ramondre Stevenson and TreVeyon Henderson. So they had a good rushing attack.
Could not hold on to the ball.
No. And then they also did obviously have Hunter Henry. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then Henry. Drake May did make it work. The man was MVP runner-up.
He was MVP runner-up. And that's saying a lot. Like, we can make all the jokes, and I will continue to make the jokes about them losing the Super Bowl. But the fact is that they did play very well throughout the season. Some may point to their schedule from last year as being part of that, but they did end up playing really well. And I think in reality, if you look at the wide receiver room and the changes they made over the offseason as a whole, I think you could say that they are poised to look better this year than they did last year. They get AJ Brown from the Eagles, and then they pick up Romeo Doubs from the Green Bay Packers there, Mr. Guardian Cap himself. But both very good receivers. Romeo Doubs was consistently just kind of a possession receiver, able to get you those first downs when you needed them. And now you've got that deep threat with AJ Brown.
AJ Brown,
whereas Diggs was not filling up that role very well.
No, Diggs is definitely on the tail end of his career. He's not. I don't think in most teams that are going to be contenders, Stephon Diggs is not a number one receiver guy anymore. So, they upgrade there. And then, their defense was already pretty good. Because, you've got one of the best corners in the league in Gonzalez. And, not much else changed, I don't believe, on the defensive side of the ball.
No. I will say the one thing that stood out in their playoff run, outside of the wide receiver core we talked about, was the offensive line. Their first-round pick, Will Campbell.
Lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof. Their first-round pick, Will Campbell, there's rumor that he was playing through something, so he wasn't looking 100%, but regardless, the entire offensive line didn't look good, so they decide in the draft they need to get another offensive lineman to help protect Drake May, so they go out and get Caleb Lomu, who had one of the best dances that you could have seen on his little draft video intro. There it is. Yeah. Love it, dude. It's so good. Yeah. So from Utah had one of the better offensive lines in the Big 12 last year.
Yes.
So I think that's a really good pickup there. And so if he can play the opposite tackle of Will Campbell, if Will Campbell is at full strength, they could move him around to guard as well, because they still, I believe it's Morgan Moses. Yeah, so Morgan Moses is still on that side, but he is getting up there in age. So I think even if Caleb isn't starting right away, you've got him in the case that Will Campbell isn't looking great or Morgan Moses goes down.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've got a good team. I mean, they upgraded the position, and their two biggest need positions at wide receiver, and then obviously shoring up the offensive line. The only thing will be how does this team look against a not cakewalk schedule?
Yeah, and when we say not cakewalk, they currently have the 6th hardest schedule.
Because I mean, they literally got not only was the regular season easy, they then got up until the Super Bowl somehow just got the easiest possible run. Like they had to play the Chargers, who I mean.
The Chargers, and then they played Houston.
And then they played Houston, who had a great defense, but CJ Stroud would just refuse to let Houston win. And then they got to play a Bo Nix-less Denver Broncos in the snow. And then
almost lost.
And almost lost. And then it's then they play the hardest team by far they played, and they got slapped around silly. So it didn't look too good for them. Of oh no, we're not schedule merchants. We can play with the best teams, and then as soon as they play a complete team, they fall over.
Yep, which is why I know on our very first episode, I kind of made the big claim that I don't think that the AJ Brown move moves the needle a ton for New England, and I think a lot of that is because I think Drake May had such a good year against those teams, and he's going up against some crazy defenses this year.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to open in Seattle. Yeah. And I mean, realistically though, I mean, I look at their schedule and it's I wouldn't say that crazy defenses are. I mean, yeah, they play Seattle, they play Kansas City, who's always gonna have a good. Doesn't even matter who they put out there. Spagnuolo is a freak, and then
they got Denver.
And they've got Denver and
Minnesota.
They've got Minnesota. So they've got some good defenses Chicago. On there, but it's a lot of good offenses. I mean, they've got to play Buffalo. I mean, they have to play Buffalo twice. They've got to play Kansas City. They will have to play Detroit. They'll have to play Chicago. They'll have to play Green Bay after Micah Parsons is probably back.
That's in November. Yep.
They've got a bunch of good complete teams that they have to play against. And I think. I mean, it's a doable schedule, though. I don't look at this schedule and think that it's anything difficult because there's a massive 4-team elephant there's a 2-team elephant in the room that just gifts them free wins. And they get to play Vegas, and they get to play Jacksonville. They do have a lot of, dare I say, gimme games on this schedule.
I can definitely see it. Right now, I have them finishing second in the division.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, no, I would as well.
Because I think Buffalo outmatches it.
How many wins did you give them?
I don't remember.
I would give them 11 or 12 wins. I do think this is. I
actually gave them 10.
Yeah, I would say
10 or 11. Yeah,
I would say this is a double-digit win team because of how many. Because you've got Pittsburgh, you'd win that. Jacksonville, you should win that. Vegas, New York, you should win that. Miami, you win that. New York, you win it again. You have 7 wins from just easy gimme games. So you just need 3 wins between Seattle, one of the Buffalo games, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, Kansas City, Denver. They can get 3 wins in there.
Somehow they can get 3 wins. So I think there is a world where they will get into the playoffs purely just because the AFC is not that loaded with teams that are going to get a ton of wins. So I think getting the 10 or 11 wins, that's going to get you into the playoffs. And then it's going to be how well is that offensive line held out throughout the year and how well is Drake May playing. And that will determine how far they can get into the playoffs.
Yeah, they've got a solid team. And they've got a good defense. Yeah. And right now, go ahead, AD.
I was just going to say Mike Vrabel's going to have that new dad buff.
Oh, right. Of course.
Yeah.
It's just a solid team. If you've got a solid team with a really good defense and then an above average offense even, that's all you really need. I mean, you look at the teams that had really good defenses, like the Chargers, like the Broncos, like the Texans. The reason they didn't make it to the Super Bowl is because their offense had problems.
Their
in Houston
offense fell
and
apart.
in Houston's problem, it was offensive line and CJ Stroud turning into a potato. In the Chargers case, it was Justin Herbert having to play against behind an O-line that was battered to heckin' back. And then Denver just lost their starting quarterback. So, an above average offense and a good defense will get you to the Super Bowl in the AFC.
Yeah, so
how many games do you think they win last year with this schedule, though?
Probably.
if you're looking at it last year,
Probably 9.
So you think their changes
Yes.
guarantee 3 wins?
I do, because their problems were, they had what I wouldn't call a superstar receiving room, and now they add AJ Brown and Romeo Doubs, which just innately will make it better, and then their offensive line gets shored up. So I would say that yes, the changes they've made address the issues they had, and their defense is still good.
How do you think they're going to use AJ Brown, though?
I would hope as a deep threat. I would hope as a deep threat. It's still because it's still McDaniels, right?
It's still McDaniel, yeah.
So he's had deep. He's had home run threats. He was their offensive coordinator when freaking Randy Moss was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I could have been the coach or offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but it's like I would hope that McDaniels knows how to use, because I would assume he'll use AJ Brown as a deep threat. He'll use Romeo Doubs kind of as a slot guy, and then Booty will just kind of be the opposite perimeter dude.
Booty.
Like Booty.
Booty's too much fun though.
I think
Booty
McDaniels
open.
will run this team just fine. I think a disappointment would be not making the playoffs. I don't think.
Yeah.
I do think in that building in Foxborough, their expectation is to win the division, though. But if they don't win the division, I wouldn't say it's a disappointment.
Yeah, if you're from an outsider perspective, as long as you make the playoffs, I think you're happy, especially with how the roster changed and the schedule flip-flop, because they had one of the easier schedules last year, and then you go into the first place schedule this year. I think
I
really
would say,
what
though,
this boils down to.
It's a very middle of the pack schedule, though.
But it's the seventh hardest.
7th in the league or in the AFC?
In the league. That's
look at that schedule again.
Hardest.
That's
crazy. I don't know. I think it's because
they have a good defense, but we're making fun of their offense right now.
Yeah, and I think the Patriots have a much better team. But it's like, I think on paper you look at it, it's like you have to play Buffalo twice, but because it makes it a divisional game, that almost makes it an easier game than if someone else went into Buffalo and had to play Buffalo.
Yeah, so based off of the list I'm looking at is based off of win percentages from last season. The opponents for the Patriots had above 500. They were 0.53 last season.
Oh, well, see, because we think Jacksonville's going to take a step back. So that already kind of like,
because their offense, not their defense.
Because their offense. I think the defense is still going to be hard.
No, but the Patriots defense will do a lot better against the Jacksonville offense than the other way around.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see, because I think the Patriots are one of the weird teams where it's like on paper, you look at their depth chart and you're like, okay, you had the runner-up for MVP. You've got now a superstar wide receiver and a really good second option in Romeo Doubs, who's been consistent for Jordan Love for forever, it feels like, honestly.
They've got one of the more complete teams, though.
Right, they do, but you look at it and it's like, well, can they repeat what they did last year? Was it a schedule thing? Is this enough to push it over the edge? I personally don't think know so. If it is.
I think they make the playoffs.
That's why I go with like the 10 wins.
I think they make the playoffs, but it's because they get the easy wins against the easy teams, and then we see them struggle against Denver, against Buffalo in at least one of the games. I think their opening game against Seattle is going to be like, all right, what is this Patriots team? Because you got slapped around in the Super Bowl. Are you gonna let yourself get slapped around again? I think the offense being better is going to help them match up a little better. Because before, when the biggest thing that the Seahawks secondary is having to worry about is Keyshawn Booty and an aging Stephon Diggs, and then now they have to worry about an AJ Brown deep threat. Like, they didn't have to worry about that in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they didn't have to. 80 did bring up a good point. If you look at the rushing stats from last year for the Patriots,
they've got a good.
No,
I
it
mean,
really wasn't that good.
it's not that good.
No, but it took them a second to actually like figure out because it was like the first half of the season, if I recall correctly, it was like they were trying. They I feel like it was. I don't remember which one of them it was.
But I mean, look at the yards per game. Travion Hendrickson had 53 yards a game, and Stevenson had 43.
Now look at that schedule and look who they're playing in November and December.
Yeah, that is very scary because once you go into November, okay, you got Miami at Miami. Doesn't matter. We throw that away. You're playing in Green Bay. You're playing Detroit. You're playing the Chargers. You're playing Buffalo. You're playing Minnesota. Then you play Kansas City, who we don't know what their defense is going to look like yet. And then you end up playing the flex game against Denver. That is a rough run in the winter for sure.
I don't know. I think they'd be okay. I do think because I just think that defense will be enough. Maybe it's just me going the AFC as a conference is just like a joke. So all you need is a good defense and above average offense, and you can potentially win the conference.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely fair. Who are their other corners? I'm trying to remind myself.
Because they've got Gonzalez, and then their other
Gonzalez.
Their other corner is Carlton Davis. Who, you know.
Wait, am I crazy? Okay, I'm looking at the depth chart. I don't see Gonzalez on here. Am I crazy? Oh, there he is. Okay,
I think you are blind.
Yeah, I was just very blind. Okay, I was like, where is he? Okay, yeah, Carlton Davis. He's getting older, but he's still pretty good. Because I think my problem with their defense was really good. Their nose tackle, Corey Durden, he's kind of coming into his own. Really like how he's looking. I know their linebacker was out at the end of the season, if I remember right. So they're going to second string. So hopefully he's
I will say that they do kind of have a pass rusher absence. They don't really have, like, their linebackers are where their sacks are coming from. But when you look at the defensive line, they don't really have an edge rusher. And even like their D line as a whole, like Milton Williams was really the only one that was getting stuff. But all of their other sack production literally was all their linebacker.
Yeah, it was probably like Robert Spillane and Draymond Jones. Yeah.
So that's the only thing is their defensive line is they're kind of team that they kind of inadvertently give opposing quarterbacks a ton of time to throw and just hope that Gonzalez and that secondary can kind of like make up the difference. Yeah. It's kind of the opposite of the Green Bay Packers. They've got a good they've got good corners and everything, so it's like they can beat you with the secondary, but it's like if you can try and find a hole there, you're gonna have time to throw. So
yeah, so that it will be interesting to see how it plays out. I think we're all kind of in agreement though that they're going to kind of play second fiddle to the Bills this year though.
And Drake May was sacked 47 times last year.
Well, they
bro got sacked the most in playoff history.
They're hoping that Caleb Lomu and company are able to fix some things. But you know, that's them. The Bills are the thing with the Bills is that as long as freaking Josh Allen is on that team, you can't ever count them out. No,
you can't. They didn't do a whole lot in the offseason.
No, they didn't.
They did get, and this can be argued, but for the sake of this, they did get a number one receiver. They got DJ Moore from the Bears. Take that as you will. He's going to pair alongside Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman, so I think that's a good fit there.
Yeah, because their defense, I think, is going to take a step back, though, because you lose McDermott, who was a defensive-minded coach, and instead they just get their offensive. So the offense, I think, will be fine. The offense will be just fine. I mean, as long as you have Josh Allen, your offense is always going to be okay, and now you give an actual number one receiver. But that defense is largely the same, but you now you change play callers for the defense essentially. And
yeah, you do. They hired Jim Leonhard for the defensive coordinator. He was a Bills safety back in the day, and then he was the defensive passing game coordinator for the Broncos. They're a good.
Yeah,
defense,
no, that's a good defense.
You can hope that he brings a lot of that over with him to Buffalo. But I want to jump back to the point you said, because yes, as long as you have Josh Allen, yes, games are winnable. As long as Josh Allen doesn't feel that he has to do everything. Because when the man starts like throwing fumbles out onto the field in the playoffs, like at that point, it's over.
Dude, Josh Allen is just new age Brett Favre. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Because Brett Favre will win you games, but holy, that man somehow found ways to lose you games when he should. Because he would try and play hero ball. I mean, Aaron Rodgers even did that too. It's just like these guys that are playmakers that have a cannon for an arm somehow they either throw picks they shouldn't, they like do some weird fumble stuff that'll lose. Because I mean, well, I wouldn't say that fumble that he threw, the fumble he threw against Denver lost him the game. It definitely didn't help.
No, it did not. It definitely did not. And then in the draft, they didn't have a first round pick, but they had 10 picks overall. Their first pick was in the second round, and they shored up the edge to kind of help Bradley Chubb out there. So they took TJ Parker. I can't remember where he was. I think he was from Clemson, if I remember right. So he'll get paired alongside Bradley Chubb.
TJ Sanders from South Carolina?
TJ Parker.
I'm looking at their depth chart, and I do not see
TJ Parker.
Oh, there he is.
He's right there by Bradley Chubb.
There he is. There he is. They had two second-round picks because they did pick a D end as well.
Yes, they did take a D end. No, a corner from Ohio State. David.
Did they have 3 second-round picks then? Oh, no. I'm looking at last year. 2025 is 2 years.
4.
Yes.
Yeah, so they took a corner and they took an edge because they knew that they needed to shore up that defense a little bit there, take a little bit of the pressure off Josh Allen. So I think as long as the defense, hear me out, as long as they can be a top 15 defense, like if they're 15 or 14, I think that's really all you need to give Josh Allen the leeway to win the games. And you got James Cook too.
Yeah, you do have one of the best running backs in the league. And I mean,
quietly one of the best running backs.
Yes. Yeah, he like came out of nowhere at like the last couple weeks to take the rushing crown.
Wait. Guys, Frank Gore is 4th on that depth chart.
Yeah, dude, Frank Gore, the ageless wonder.
I didn't know he was still on.
Wait, what?
He's still in. Wait, I just saw it and I was thrown off. I had to click
Frank
on
Gore,
it.
Right here.
I didn't even know this man was on a team anymore.
Did he play last year?
What?
He's ancient, dude.
He did. Wait, he hasn't played since 2020. How long has he been on this roster?
Why is he on here?
Dude was drafted in 2005.
Yeah, that's why I'm so confused. The last time he had any stats was 2020.
COVID. Well, there you are.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Weird tangent. I was looking at the running backs and saw that name, and I'm like, "There's no way."
James. I mean, that offense should be pretty good. That should be a pretty good offense. I mean, and their schedule, because they didn't finish first in the division, they get the joys of a second place schedule. Now, unfortunately, their schedule, to be honest, looks almost identical to the Patriots. I mean, they're in the same division, but they're both having to play NFC North teams. And it's like, oh, congrats. You don't have to play Seattle. Congratulations. You have to go play the Rams instead. Like, that's just the same thing.
Yeah. So whereas, so I misspoke. The Patriots have the 6th hardest schedule. The Bills have the 8th hardest schedule.
Yeah, like their schedule
so it's very comparable.
Because it's like, yeah, they also have to play Denver still. And so it's like, and arguably they have a harder schedule with some of the interdivision, and they still have to play Kansas City. And it's like, oh, congrats, you don't have to play Pittsburgh. You get to play Baltimore instead. So it's like, arguably, Buffalo pulled the harder schedule.
Well, yeah, and not only that, so you have Houston as well. So you have to play Houston to open up the season. And then you, like you said, you swap NFC West opponents, LA instead of Seattle. It kind of like is what it is. And then you get Baltimore as well, which we'll see how
it's
that
like
looks.
you still have to play the Chargers.
You still have to play
play.
you still have to play
Kansas.
Minnesota.
Like
you still have to play
they don't
Chicago.
dodge. They don't really dodge anybody. In fact, they arguably, I would say, have a harder schedule on paper. It's like, yeah, you don't have to play Jacksonville. Congrats, you get to play the Houston Texans instead. Like, wait a minute. I wouldn't say that's a fair trade.
Yeah, it is going to be a very difficult road for them. But currently, I have them taking the division.
I also would have them because I would say their schedule is basically exactly the same in terms of like difficulty. They just have Josh Allen.
I did have them, and this might be controversial. I did have them taking both games against New England.
I would say that I feel like you could argue that or having them split. It's divisional games, and they're both good teams.
Yeah,
so
both good teams.
I think the Bills-Patriots games are very similar to like the Rams-Seahawks games, where it's like you could have one team take both. You could have them split. Like, there's good arguments for both. They're both good teams.
Yeah, they're both good teams.
So,
it'll be interesting. There's not, like we mentioned, there's not a ton to talk about this team. They didn't make a lot of changes.
No.
It's gonna look very similar. The offense is gonna run the same because you still have Joe Brady at the helm of that offense, regardless of who the offensive coordinator comes in, because I assume Joe Brady is still going to want to run that offense and call the plays. So I think
this team has been starving for a number one receiver forever.
They
finally got something.
Yeah, and I think this arguably ever since Diggs left Buffalo,
they've been missing.
Josh Allen just has had almost no one to throw to. And Keon Coleman, bless Keon Coleman's heart, man, being raked over the coals by his own organization constantly. Like that hurts morale. That hurts everything. So I know this sounds terrible, and we've said this the past couple of years, but like the window is shutting.
Surely this
year.
The window
is shutting.
The Buffalo Bills.
Happen,
the Buffalo Bills are literally the Kyle Pitts of NFL teams. This is their year, guys. This is it. This is the year they're finally gonna make it.
Because I mean, here's the thing: the Patriots are only going to keep grinding.
They're only going to get better.
They're only going to keep getting better. Drake May's super young. He was already second in MVP voting. They're going to hold on to him for a long time. They've got Christian Gonzalez. That's a crazy defense. You have Miami, which we'll get to in a second. That is, fire sale. And the goal is to eventually build that roster back up to a point. We'll see if they can do that. But
and it's like Josh Allen's not getting any younger. Like
Josh Allen isn't getting younger. You've got the Texans, the Jags. Like
he's in what year 9, going into year 8 or 9. Like he's approaching that point where he's probably you've probably only got another year or two left of like prime Josh Allen where he can still run, because once Josh Allen loses his rushing capabilities, you do lose a lot of. I mean, it's like him and Lamar. I would say that Josh Allen does have a better passer than Lamar is, but it's like as soon as Josh Allen loses his mobility, it's like I don't know how well he'll be as a pure pocket passer as he gets older.
I'm not sure.
or never.
How many wins do you guys have them taking?
Oh, I mean, I would say you're looking at 11-12. I think them and the Patriots will be basically like within a win of each other.
Okay. What about you, 80? What do you have them at?
I had them at 11, and I had 11.
I also had them at 11. So we're all kind of on the same boat here.
All right. Now, what about the elephants in the room?
Okay, yeah, we're gonna cruise through. We're done with Buffalo. We're gonna talk about Miami next, which is a fire sale.
Dude, this is one of the rosters of all time.
So they have two really good players, one okay player, and then the rest are just a bunch of crazy people. On defense, they have Jordan Brooks, which, let me tell you something. I am so sad that Seattle let him walk back in the day, because that man is a beast at linebacker. Sad day he's on the Dolphins. Like, rip Jordan Brooks, man. He did get paid, so he got his bag. Good on you, Jordan Brooks. Good on you. Then you've got Devon Achane.
Dude, Achane is the only thing on this offense that's like worth anything.
Those are the two good players. You got Devon Achane, you got Jordan Brooks, and then the okay player I was talking about is you got Malik Willis. We don't really know what he's gonna look at. We don't know what's gonna happen. He could just fall over and die. And we see Quinn Ewers play.
The thing with Malik Willis, is
scroll down. We have Storm Duck.
What?
Storm Duck at right corner.
Wait, what? That's such a cool name. Hold
Storm
up.
Duck. Questionable. He's in his third season. In his career,
was he not drafted?
He in his whole career, he has 0 interceptions at
He has
corner.
1 tackle and 1 pass defended last year.
These stats are crazy. Oh, he was hurt most of the season.
Okay, that makes sense then.
No,
Dude, that's such a good name.
This
I was so
team
confused. I'm like, who did I miss?
This team is I mean, Malik Willis, that man should freaking like thank Matt LaFleur for this bag, because like Matt LaFleur made that offense like look perfect for Malik Willis. He did everything in his power to make Malik Willis look like a competent starter, and he did his job. Malik Willis got his bag, and now he goes to a defensive-minded head coach. I mean, he knows Halfley, but Halfley's not going to have anything to do with the offense.
Right.
I mean,
I mean, who is Malik gonna throw it to?
Malik Washington.
He's got Malik Washington, Jalen Tolbert,
and
the corpse of Tutu Atwell, and then at tight end you got Greg Dulcich. Like,
we're about to see so many. We're gonna see so many like running back screens and like running back wheel routes.
Now, you want to talk about an offense that's going to run screens all the time? I'll show you one right here. It's the Miami Dolphins.
This team. And what? Hang on. I don't even remember like who. I need like a reminder of. Hang on. Who is their coaching staff?
Because Jeff Halfley. That's the only one I know.
All right, here we go. Coaching staff. So Jeff Halfley. Their offensive. Oh yes. It's Bobby Slovic. Didn't he come?
Slovic.
He was. Yeah, so he was.
I remember that name. Where did he?
He was their passing game coordinator last season. So that's it is what it is. But he was with Houston. He was with Houston for Stroud's rookie year. So that's like their biggest thing.
The good year.
The good year.
Yeah.
So that's like that. I will say though. Unfortunately for me, Malik Willis, like your offensive coordinator is, he helped Stroud, but then, he came in when Tua was still bad. Their passing game coordinator, Lord help them, Kevin Patullo is their passing game coordinator. And we saw how that went in Philly, and we'll get to that later. So I don't know.
Here's the rough thing that makes it even worse. They have the second hardest schedule in the NFL this year.
Yeah. I mean,
the second hardest.
But they've got Arizona Cardinals syndrome. You've got to play against 2 of the best teams in your conference and still play. It's like, congrats, 3rd place schedule. You still have to play the NFC West. San Francisco's waiting for you.
Yep. And San Francisco's looking good. They're looking,
and they still have to play the NFC. The problem is that and we'll talk about the Jets. For the Dolphins and the Jets, it's like you have to play the NFC West player. You still have to play the NFC North. You still have to play, you have to play the AFC West. So it's like you still have to play 2 of the hardest divisions in football. Like, it
does give you the floor to just tank the hell out of this season.
You don't have to tank.
No, you don't even.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The floor is so low.
There's only they only have 2 games on this schedule that I would say are gimmies, and unfortunately for them, it's against the Jets. They're tanks in,
and even then, I think that could get split. I think that could get split very easily.
Hear me out. Jets win double the amount of games that Miami does this
year.
Well, the Jets. Yeah, but the Jets have a last place schedule. The Jets have a last place schedule. So they get to play Arizona, and
the
Jets
had a really good draft.
That's true. Their draft did go crazy. And here's the thing: we do like to clown on Geno, and we'll get to him in a minute. But the Jets O-line is better than.
This Dolphin schedule is brutal. There's no games on here. In fact, let's see what lowest ticket price here. $40 against that Jets game at home. By the way. It's not looking good. Their really easiest games are against Vegas, both against the Jets and Indy. That's it. Those 4 games are because otherwise they have to play San Francisco, Kansas City, Minnesota, Cincinnati, New England, and Buffalo twice, Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago. It's not,
no,
it's not good.
It's not good. I have them finishing last.
Oh, I also have them. If they can get to 4 wins, I mean, they're gonna one win. Where do they win a game?
3.
What game is their first win? Where's their first win? What's their first win?
If it's gonna be New York, I don't care. Pick which one.
I don't think there's a team on here. I think they're just gonna win 2, and it's just gonna be random 2.
Like a fluke wins.
Yeah,
like a weird game against New York where they win and then they beat like Indy or something.
I mean, they could beat the Patriots at the end of the season because
you know what, I would be down for that.
I doubt the Patriots probably even play their starters if they.
That's why the tickets are. That's why the tickets are only $65. The schedule, no. And no primetime games. They are 1 p.m. merchants.
Yep. No primetime games at all. Big sad. So yeah, not a lot going on there. We'll jump over to New York here from Florida. We'll start talking
let's ignore the elephant in the room for now. I mean, this team has gotten better just like overall. I mean, they've got Adonai Mitchell, they've got Garrett Wilson, they've got Breece Hall. Their offensive line greatly improved. The defense may finally get a pick,
Yeah, and their defense isn't terrible. Like Minkah Fitzpatrick is on the back end of his career, but they did draft some very high touted prospects. Hold on, because I don't remember. Just looking at the names.
They got David Bailey.
Who it is?
They brought David Bailey from Texas Tech, so now they've got a good edge rusher.
David Bailey, and then they got the tight end from Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq. That's right,
Kenyon Sadiq.
And then they also grabbed in the first round. They had 3 first-round picks, by the way. They did. So David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, and they also got Omar Cooper Jr., the wide receiver out of Indiana.
I love how this team is so bad. All these first-round draft picks are just number 1 on the depth chart right now.
Yeah, they are. Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah, they this team isn't terrible, but then you go to the leader of this team. Holy, that has got to be one of the worst quarterback rooms I have ever seen.
You're telling me that if Geno Smith goes down, you have no faith in Cade Klubnik?
Cade Klubnik or Brady Cook or Bailey Zappi?
Zappi. Okay, now here's the thing. I know we all want to clown on Geno, but here's the thing. When he left Seattle and went to the Raiders, Seattle's offensive line wasn't good at the time. Don't get me wrong, but it was better than what the Raiders had. And
he did throw for 4,300 yards in that last year at Seattle.
Now here's the thing I want to say. I should have saved it. I didn't save it, but I saw a graph. I saw a graph that was showing how often quarterbacks last year were pressured out of their first throw and had to throw it off, and Geno had the highest rate of that last year. So if you want to, I'm playing a little devil's advocate, and because I have a tiny soft spot for Geno, I don't think he'll be as bad as he was last year with the Raiders. I don't think that'll be the case at all. He also doesn't have to deal with Chip Kelly.
That's true.
That's a big boon. I think Geno is going to have a better season. I don't think it's going to be Seattle levels, but it's definitely not going to be where the Raiders are.
Do you think this team gets to 500 though? That's the question.
No, absolutely
no.
No.
Okay, no.
You
don't think the last place schedule? I mean, look at this schedule.
No.
They play Tennessee, they play Cleveland, they play Vegas, they get to play Miami twice, they play Arizona.
Every team but Miami and maybe Arizona are better than them.
You don't think they can?
Cleveland's defense is good enough to hold them. I have them with 4 wins. I don't know what to tell you.
See,
they have the 11th hardest schedule this season.
I think they could get to 6 wins because I wouldn't say those games against Tennessee, Cleveland, Miami, Vegas are like.
I gave them 5 wins.
Those are winnable games. Like, do I think they win them? We'll have to see how but like, as things stand, those are winnable games.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them winning. I have them at 4. 6 would be the absolute highest I would go.
So here's the other thing. Remember, I was mentioning Chip Kelly. They're going from Chip Kelly, if you're talking about Geno, to Frank Reich. Is that how you say it? Reich?
He
was the Panthers head coach for a
Well,
while,
yeah, but he
right?
was the Panthers
Yeah,
head coach
he was
when the
terrible.
turbo sucked.
So that
Yeah, when
worked
they
out well
turbo
for them,
sucked.
didn't it?
But
Did
he
not work
was
out.
also the head coach in Indy when they
Yes.
like had a bit of a resurgence there
When
when
they
they
had a bit of
shouldn't have. So like,
It's there. You have Aaron Glenn, which I mean, again, they did not get a
I
single
don't know how they didn't get a
last year.
single pick last year.
That one is wild, and it's an enigma. I'm not gonna hold that against him until it happens for a second season in a row. If it happens 2 seasons in a row, there's nothing that you can say at that point.
I think they have. I
so
think they've
over.
got the personnel to try to get to 500. If they don't, it's Gino's fault.
Well,
I don't know if it would be
I hope
Gino's
these
fault.
rookies are ready to play week 1 because that is crazy.
Yeah, but
no,
those
it is
rookies
crazy.
starting week 1 is better than a rookie quarterback starting week 1.
I mean,
But
that's true. But
Here's the thing. I would say that if you're looking at weapons right now, this is probably the most weapons Gino has had at one time in one concentration.
Yeah, no, I mean
'Cause you
Garrett
could say
Wilson, Adonai
Cam-
Mitchell, and
Yeah.
like that's a good.
And you've got a first round draft pick wide receiver,
That
a first
is
round
an
draft
above-
pick tight end.
That's
a
an
really
above
good
average
running back.
receiving room.
So like, unless Gino is throwing picks out the wazoo or is incredibly inaccurate, I think it would fall more on the defense falling over than Gino, is what I would say. I would pin
Really?
their losses more on the defense than on the offense. I think their
Okay.
offense is going to look pretty decent, and I think the defense, even with the changes they've made, are going to struggle. Because when you go from having no interceptions last year, like
The only way you can go is up.
I mean, maybe, unless
You can't go worse than 0 picks.
Sure, you can. You intercept it and then you fumble it.
dude, I hope you have the same enthusiasm for Gino when we draft.
Yeah, I mean, like
I'm not gonna draft him, man. I'm just saying
like
he's
Gino
gonna be better.
Gino is the like this team's success. Genuinely, it's Gino. Gino is, if this team succeeds, it's going to be thanks to Gino. And if this team fails, it's probably because of Gino.
You know, if we're talking about the offense, I will agree with that 100%. But
I don't
I
know,
think
it's
if Gino keeps them in the game, I think it's the defense.
Relative to the strength of the team, this schedule isn't terrible. I mean, it's not like
No.
what the Dolphins or Cardinals are having to face.
Yeah. The last place goes a little bit crazy.
Like
they get the draw and they get Arizona, which is
like
nice.
they get Arizona, they get Tennessee, they get Vegas, they get a lot of these teams that are like could be like aren't gonna like turbo. So well, okay, maybe not Arizona, but you get like Tennessee, the Raiders, Cleveland, these teams that like were not very good last year and are like, well, I mean, Cleveland still, I mean, they got worse, arguably. But like Tennessee and Vegas especially are like, okay, how do you rebound sort of, or even like Minnesota, like these teams that like should be able to be better than they were last year, but it's like you don't know what the team looks like. You know, the Jets are in that same group of teams that like you're not going to make the playoffs, but you could like sneak some games away from people.
Yeah, and I think there will be a couple games that get snuck away for sure.
It is funny though.
Want to win though?
See, that's the thing.
With all these quarterbacks coming out.
I don't know if you do. That's
well,
the
don't
thing.
they? Wait. Don't they still have like 1 million first-round picks?
They do, but you need like top 6 next.
Well, no, but they're not theirs. They got them from other teams. I'm fairly certain.
I'm double checking. So in the upcoming 2027 NFL draft, they have
they have
3 first-round picks. So they've got Indy's pick, Cowboys pick,
or the Packers pick, whichever is higher.
Whichever
so
is higher.
Get you the top 10.
I don't know that Colts pick.
Maybe.
Pick after how we think the Colts may be. That Colts pick could go crazy.
Yeah, maybe.
And then they've got 4 picks, rounds 2 through 5, and then 3 picks in the 6th round. So like,
well, and when you think of the teams that are going to be around them in that low, I mean, you've got the Cardinals. The Cardinals are 100%. Cardinals and Dolphins will 100% draft a quarterback. But it's like, if the Titans don't do well, they're not going to draft. I mean, unless Cam Ward is like horrendous. Like, I don't think the Colts would pick a quarterback. The Raiders wouldn't pick a quarterback if they still are bad. Like a lot of these teams,
there's 7 big name quarterbacks.
Yeah, like they're going to have one of those 7 easily because there's not going to be 7 teams that suck that are going to need a quarterback. Like there's probably 5 teams that like the Browns, the Cardinals, the Dolphins are your big 3. But then like Washington, I mean, like we'll talk about them. They wouldn't draft a quarterback. The Titans probably wouldn't draft a quarterback. I'm trying to think of the other teams that are like in this weird like not great. Like the
Carolina?
Raiders wouldn't draft a quarterback. Carolina, I mean, if Bryce Young keeps playing as he had, they probably wouldn't draft a quarterback.
What about the Texans? What if the Texans?
The Texans might.
Rough?
But the thing is that defense is so.
The
thing is that defense is so good. Like these other teams that have issues at quarterback have a good enough team elsewhere that they wouldn't be worse than the Jets. So I don't think. I think the Jets will perform. They're not trying to tank. They've got the talent to see what they've got, and then if it is just their quarterback away, they can either trade for someone or they will easily be able to draft one of those 7 guys. So I don't know. I don't think that they should be in tank. They're not Miami or Arizona. They're not in tanking position. At least they shouldn't be.
As long, I think their goal, if we're talking about are they aiming to tank? Are they looking to take quarterback? I think really their goal is and I know this sounds very backwards, but I think they just want to end below 500. As long as they end below 500 and they get
they want to edge the tank.
Yeah. It's very much a case where they don't want to full send it in Tankville, but they don't want to be super good, because if they're super good, then it's going to be harder in their draft order.
I don't know, because I feel like if they do too poorly, then Aaron Glenn loses his job.
I mean, maybe Aaron Glenn's wanting to push him to just win. I don't know, but I think if you're
I think they'll just play.
Organization is broken in general.
Look, Woody Johnson is a weirdo. I mean, he goes off of Madden ranking. Yeah.
So who knows what they're
Who knows?
to do.
I don't know. I think they'll be fine. They're not going to make a playoff spot, but I think the Jets are a good enough team where you can't just write them off now. Like, you do have to prep for them. Otherwise, you could get a trap game.
Because here's the thing. They were in some of what, because they had a couple of really close
before
games
Justin Fields blew up.
Yeah. I mean, they had, I'm looking at this. I mean, I forgot they beat the Bengals. Oh,
yeah, no,
So here's the thing. That was with Justin Fields, and then they had freaking, what was his name? I don't remember who came in for him.
All I know is that I would say
better. So
the Jets. I think the Jets are very much in that group of trap game teams. It's like them, the Titans, the Giants, the Raiders, where it's like you do have to prep for them, because if you don't, you're good. You probably lose the game. Actually, it's not a gimme win, but if you prep, it should be a gimme win for those.
All I ask is I want the Jets to get an interception. I want it to be an awesome interception, so we get another Aaron Glenn dance on the sideline like he did for that field goal block.
Field goal.
Yeah, because that was a great moment. But we'll leave the Jets there. Nothing too exciting to talk about. Kind of just a up in the air team. That does it for the AFC East. Since we missed last week, we're doubling
one
up.
conference to the other.
Yep. So we're going to the NFC East now, which this one is going to have a couple of
good division.
This is going to have a couple of hot takes, but we're going to start with the winners of the division last year, the Philadelphia Eagles, and their coach, who is using ChatGPT to send out text
when I saw that tweet, I was like, come on.
Like, you can't even be inspirational as head coach. You got to ask ChatGPT. But if we ignore the Nick Sirianni blemish happening here, this is a very good team. You got Jalen Hurts,
arguably addition by subtraction.
Yeah, you got Jalen Hurts, you got Saquon Barkley, you still have Devontae Smith,
and you
got
bring in Mekhi Lemon and Dontavian
Wicks. Yeah, Dontavian Wicks. You still got Dallas Goedert. That man's still alive. He's still kicking. And then you have arguably one of the scarier defenses still. You've got Jalen Carter. You still
Vic
have
Fangio is a freak.
Nolan Smith, and then you go and get Reek Woolen, which, here's the thing, when he's not making boneheaded, idiotic personal foul things for going and yelling at Sean McVay on the sideline in a playoff game.
But it's okay. He doesn't have to be. They still got the white boy. They still got Cooper DeJean, you know?
Yeah, but they're running him at nickel and safety from what I've heard. They're running him at safety instead of corner. So
yeah, you've got to make up for the fact they lost the other white boy. They gotta keep a white boy in the deep secondary. I mean, it's the Eagles. I mean, this team is, because you got rid of AJ Brown, which it wasn't that AJ Brown was a problem, but it was a weird relationship.
It was not healthy.
I would argue.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
How often is your holder also the punter? Go back down.
That's fairly common.
Is it?
Yeah, and that's
I
fairly
thought it was
common.
the backup QB.
It depends on the team.
It hasn't been the backup QB like normally for a while.
Yeah, no, that's a normal thing.
So
That's
I know.
normal.
They started taking them out once.
So it's like
So
the
punchers have
AJ
to start earning their money now.
The AJ Brown trade, it's like they have Mekhi Lemon and Wicks come in, so it's all like you don't really. I wouldn't say you lose. You don't lose AJ Brown. You more just net neutral. You kind of just make up for it. I would say the biggest addition by subtraction isn't even a player. Kevin Batulo's gone.
He's gone. He's flipping burgers at McDonald's somewhere like that little kid.
No, he's the
wanted,
passing game coordinator in Miami, which is the same thing as flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Yeah, that might just be flipping burgers.
That was somehow you take that offense last year and you make it into the most one-dimensional thing. Saquon up the middle, AJ Brown deep ball, incomplete punt. Like, the memes, he somehow made this offense just terrible.
Yep. So I guess here's the question that can spark a little bit of our conversation here. Where do you guys have them finishing in the division here?
Are we going on paper or are we going on voodoo magic people getting in each other's way? Because if it's on paper, they should finish second.
I have them finishing second.
I would say second, but if we go into who we'll talk about later, if that team gets in their own way, then the Eagles could finish first. So, but on paper, they should finish second. Like, their offense will get better. It's just there's a certain other team that has drastically improved that should take the division away. But the Eagles should be fighting for a playoff spot. Like, they should be pretty comfortable in that playoff hunt.
If we go to their schedule, they have the 10th easiest schedule in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you play Washington, Tennessee, Carolina, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Arizona, Indianapolis. There are a lot of not fantastic teams that'll be there's a lot of lower half teams of the league that they get to play. And it's like, yes, they do have to play LA, they have to play Dallas twice, they have to play Seattle, they play Houston, but they have half of their schedule is like bottom half of the league. Like, there's just like a guaranteed 8-win minimum there.
Yeah, so like we were saying, unless the next team that we talk about really just it goes terribly wrong, they
should be able to comfortably get 10 or 11 wins, pretty comfortably.
Hey, how is the Thanksgiving game against Dallas only $70?
Yo, wait,
buy your tickets now, guys.
Yeah, go to Dallas for Thanksgiving, y'all.
Dude, buy your tickets now.
Wait, 80 with the spy there.
Dude, their most expensive game. Wait, all right. Why is their most expensive game in Pittsburgh? What in the world? Hold on a second. Wait a second. Dude, what in the world?
Wait,
okay.
Is it?
No, it's Chicago. It said
Chicago.
No, Chicago's 327. Oh no, I don't know why I thought that said 335. So I mean, they have a guaranteed 8 wins there, guaranteed 500, and then just win even more than that. Guaranteed. They just play a lot of teams that are very clearly beneath them.
Yeah,
take care of business, and then it's how do you perform against LA? How do you perform against Chicago? How do you perform against Dallas both times? Seattle, Houston, San Francisco.
So, what would be a disappointing season?
Missing the playoffs.
If you don't win the conference, are you disappointed?
No, I think this team needs to make the playoffs and beat last year's win total. Which, how many games did they win last season? Did they win 13 games?
Hold on.
Oh wait, did they win 13 games?
They
somehow?
won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
This team can't make the playoffs though.
Yes, they can.
That wild card is going to come out of the West.
Yeah, it is.
No, but see, I think the Eagles could take it over the Niners pretty easily. I would take the Eagles versus the Niners. I think the Eagles are a better team. I think the Eagles are a better team. I think the Eagles are a much better team.
I get what you're saying though, 80, because I think really the argument comes down, if we're talking about playoffs and everything, you've got Seattle and you've got LA. That'll come out of the West.
But it's you've got the 6th. I think the Eagles could easily be fighting for the 6th or the 7th seed, pretty easily.
I would agree are fighting
the teams that they're fighting for that seed in this world where they don't win the division, They're fighting against San Francisco. They're fighting against either Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, whatever
Vikings, maybe.
whatever weird stuff happens in the NFC North. And then it's like, I guess and then it's like, you think an NFC South team is going to be fighting for a wild card spot? Like, no.
Their first place team doesn't even deserve to be in.
The Eagles are in that 4 or 5 team bubble for 2 spots. And I think they have the talent to take it.
Word. I think bubble is the right word, which is why I'm going to say, I think if you are a Philadelphia Eagles organization member or the team or even a fan, I think if you don't win the conference championship, if you don't win that conference, if you don't win the NFC East, I think that's a disappointment because you have an easy schedule. And if you don't win the conference, we're talking about, it's very hard to get into the playoffs. There's a very real chance where they don't make it if they don't win the conference.
To win this, I think to win this division, you're talking in the 14-15 win range, probably. Maybe 13 to 15. So, but if Dallas gets 15 wins and you get 14 wins as Philly, you didn't win the division, but you put up 14 wins. That's not disappointing.
I mean, and if you're winning
that's why I'm saying missing the playoffs, I think is the disappointment line. If you don't make the playoffs,
my team went 12-0 and rode to glory, and my coach got fired.
No, hell, that's college football. I think if you miss the playoffs, it's because if you miss the playoffs, it's because you didn't beat last year's win total. So it kind of goes hand in hand of do better than last year and make the playoffs. You should be able to do both of those.
I just think there's different layers to it. Yeah, they had a nice win total last year, but it was ugly. Their offense
very
was
ugly.
Yeah, but I think putting the expectation
got to be a little bit more
wins.
exciting.
I think putting the expectation.
I think if you get 11 wins and you're exciting while doing it, I think you're okay.
And if you miss the playoffs at 11 wins,
as long as you're exciting.
As long as you're excited.
Okay, I mean this is
last year was boring. No one's ever going to remember.
If they get 11 wins and miss the playoffs, if they miss the playoffs because they got swept by Dallas or something, I would say it's disappointing. But if they sweep Dallas, get 11 wins and miss the playoffs, then something really went wrong somewhere. Because I just don't. 11 wins is that playoff bubble.
It's an aging team.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Lane Johnson is on his last legs.
Well, even Mailata, that O line, that O line that's aging. But the Eagles are one of those teams that historically have been pretty good at developing O line talent. So it's more like how much.
They got Michael Jordan waiting in the wings.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. So I don't know. I think the expectations for the Eagles are make the playoffs. Win the division, but I think if you lose the division but still make the playoffs and win a playoff game, I don't think you.
Okay, see that's different. I think if it's make the playoffs and win a playoff game, okay, that's fine.
But see, the thing is,
either that or win the division.
Because the thing is, if they make the playoffs and they're playing an NFC South team, you're not losing that game. But if you make the playoffs and you're playing the freaking LA Rams and lose to them, is that disappointing? I don't know. How do you do in that game?
That's disappointing. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think it is. I think it's either you win the division or you win at least one playoff game after getting there. That's your standard for this year.
And that's how tough NFC is, man.
Yeah.
When we're talking about a 13-win team being disappointing.
Right.
Well, listen, the only reason we're doing that is because the other team that's the America's team, quote unquote, on paper, unless they fall over.
I'm Jared Jones.
This team on paper, this is
if
this
they've
is a good
ever
roster.
had a Super Bowl,
this is a good roster.
1998 or whatever it was. This is it.
This is a good roster. This is a really, really good roster. You've got two of the best. You've got two arguably top 10 receivers on your team.
It was 96, by the way.
96, whatever.
That was the last time.
98 was Denver.
And Javonte Williams came into his own last season out of nowhere. No one thought that he was going to do what he did.
Except for Chris.
Except for Chris.
So many fantasy points.
And it's your defense got better. You got Quinnen Williams.
Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary.
Okay, well, those two.
Downs.
But they got Caleb Downs.
I think Caleb Downs legitimately, because where did they draft him at?
They got him at 11.
At 11. Let me tell you something. I think that was one
we
of
were
the
surprised
steals of
that
the
he
draft.
somehow is still there.
I think the fact that he landed at the Cowboys.
Well,
is
and remember they also
crazy.
got Malachi Lawrence from UCF.
Yep.
So they had 2 first-round picks because of the Packers stuff. So
Yeah.
like they've got a good team.
And the very bottom down there, you only got to get to the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
for
you
points.
do only have to. I mean, you've
Brandon
got like
Aubrey.
60, 70-yard field goals automatic. Like,
And I think based off of how we've been talking, we all expect the Cowboys.
I mean, this is like a
way. They should.
This is like a 13, 14 plus win team on
It
paper.
is Dak's
Like,
off year, though.
Now it is Dak's off year, and I will say their biggest problem right now. Granted, they did get Caleb Downs, but he typically plays
the
nickel.
secondary is a bit of
They also don't have edge depth. Because here's the thing: last year they lost DeMarcus Lawrence to the Seahawks, and then this year they lose the other guy that the Seahawks just picked up on the edge.
And guess what, guys? They replaced him with freaking Kenny Clark.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rashawn Gary. How did we get anything for Rashawn Gary?
Oh, Dante Fowler. That's who it was. Dante Fowler was the other one that they lost to the Seahawks.
No,
Fun fact, Dante Fowler had the highest rate of quick pressures in the league last year. Like, so it's not like they lost just kind of like this like semi-okay player. They lost 2 really good edge rushers, and now they've got Kenny Clark. And Quinnen Williams. Like,
what is going on? There is so many Qs on this team.
They're just people. They're just hurt.
Even Dak was a Q.
Yes, Dak was a Q.
Dak's been a Q since like week 14 of last year.
I don't know. This Dallas team should be good. They should be winning the division, if not making the playoffs. Like this is
arguably the best wide receiver duo in the division.
I mean, arguably in the league. I mean, you're up here like CeeDee Lamb and Pickens are like in this conversation with like Puka, Devontae Adams, and T. Higgins
Chase. Yeah.
Jamar Chase. Like it is a top 5,
disgusting.
Arguably top 3 receiving duo. Like it's really good.
Yeah, it's very, very good. They should win this. Looking at they have the 13th easiest schedule.
Yeah, because they get the second place schedule.
They get second place.
I mean, granted, as we saw in the AFC East, second place may not be better because you're still in the case of this division, you still have to play the NFC West. It doesn't matter where you finish. You're still having to play Seattle and Los Angeles. You're still having to play the Rams San Fran. It's like, you got to play Arizona, but it's like instead of the Steelers, they have to play Baltimore. So it's like the second place teams here actually ended up. Instead of playing Jacksonville, you have to play Houston. So
you played Jacksonville as well.
You still play, but it's like you have to play Baltimore, and that's not like an easy game to play.
No,
it's third of their games are primetime.
Yep, they've got a lot of
primetime games. So I mean, it's like you play Tampa Bay and you play Tennessee, you play Arizona, you play Indy. It's like,
but again, I will point out versus Philadelphia, $70 on Thanksgiving. Get your tickets now.
I'm seeing this trend.
Crazy.
It's something to do with playing at their stadium. Look, like Jacksonville's 35, New York's 51.
Do people not want to go to Jerry Jones?
Dude, $35 to play Jacksonville that's crazy.
Did the World Cup fans break something that we don't know?
Cowboy tickets are so cheap. I'm jealous. I was looking at Seattle tickets to try to go to a game this year, and I'm like, I don't know if I can.
I will say though, there's that 4-week stretch, end of November into December. You play Philly, then you go to Seattle bye week, and then go to LA.
You
played 3 of the best teams in the league in a 4-week stretch, and 2 of them are away.
Wait a second. Hold on a second.
That's brutal.
Hold on, I gotta look at something.
That is a brutal. I mean,
so you do get a little bit of a longer break. I thought you get between Philly and Seattle.
Yeah, because
Thursday
it's
to Monday.
Yeah, it's a mini bye, but yeah, I mean that's
mini bye.
But it's like the Cowboys on paper should be competitive in those games. Like they should. They should be able to. They should be beating Philly, but it's like those Rams and Seattle. If there was another team in the conference that should be able to like try and compete firepower wise, it's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
they will be scary. How many wins do we have them all?
This is like
here?
This is like a 12 to 15 win team. It should be like.
I had them at 12.
I mean 13.
Like this is a 12, 13 win team. I mean, if this should be a win the division, and if you don't win the division, it's because the Eagles got more wins than you, but you're still easily a playoff spot because you have 14 wins. You know, this is one of those years where, like last year with the NFC West, you got two teams that are like 13, 14 wins, and somebody's got to lose the division. You know, like it just has to happen.
Yeah. See, Dallas is one of those teams. We're going to get to the end of the season. I can very easily see them. They'll beat Philadelphia, beat Seattle, beat the Rams, and then lose to Jacksonville, New York, Washington.
and not win the division because of it.
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, I mean, this team should be this should be like a Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl run. This genuinely should be should be a year that they could actually say this is our year and it not be like, oh, laugh at them. Their team isn't bad. Like their team is good. I mean, their weakness is Schottenheimer at head coach.
Hey, now here's the thing. We can laugh at Schottenheimer, but he kind of exceeded expectations last year.
Yeah, you've CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Dak Prescott. So it's like
as long as you don't mess it up too bad.
Don't mess it up too bad. That is like, don't mess it up too bad.
Mm-hmm. That's really what it boils down to.
So you have these two teams fighting for the division. And unlike the AFC East, I wouldn't say it's like a cliff of like, all right, tankathon time. Like,
No, here's the thing. We're gonna jump to the Commanders. That's the next that we're gonna be going over.
The retirement.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think they have realized it a little bit now. They lose Bobby Wagner. Man is old. I love Bobby.
But hey, he's still top 100 in the Madden rank.
Hell yeah.
He's still balling out.
They get Sonny Styles to replace him.
Do.
So if we're talking about youth, that's gonna be a very big change there. I think the biggest outlier here on this team is the wide receiver room, because it's Terry McLaurin, who's ancient, and then Antonio Williams and the lesser of the McCaffrey brothers.
It's not good. And arguably genuinely one of the worst running back rooms in the league.
Yeah,
it's not good. Like the skill position, and your leading tight end is Chig Okonkwo. Like who?
Wait,
who?
That's a great name, dude. Holy.
Rashad Watt probably ends up winning that running back competition.
No, I would say so.
Bill, my favorite thing from last year is that came out in the offseason is that Von Miller had 2 offers on the table of who to sign with last year.
He had the Commanders and the Seahawks. Man should have had a Super Bowl ring.
The man said, I can't remember, but I can't remember where he was on, but he said, I thought about it, and I was like, I trust Jaden Daniels more than Sam Darnold.
Which, I mean, okay, to be fair, after 2024 on paper, I also probably would have said that, but it's like the rest of the team,
understandable.
The Seahawks supporting cast was way better than the Commanders. It's just, this team is not, and the problem is, it's like, it doesn't get any better. They've got the kicker that the Niners cast off because he was terrible.
Okay, but on that note, Von Miller's gone too because it was a 1-year contract. Their left defensive end, is Tim Settle? Like, that's the most white person name I've ever heard. He's not.
He was with the Texans, so that would be part of why.
That would be why.
No, like
that's the player creation name in Madden.
This team. This is like, if you want to talk about a team that just lacks talent at almost every position, it's the Commanders. Like, it's not that they're bad. They're not like Miami, but they're like, there's just no I mean, you've got a good...
The inspiration is you're hoping that Jaden Daniels doesn't become RG3 the second, and you hope that Sonny Styles...
RG3 too?
Yeah, RG3 squared. But
it's just
so you're hoping he doesn't fall over and he can play well, and then you also hope that Sonny Styles is like the best defensive player that came out of the draft.
This is not an inspirational team at all.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We're going to talk about the next team eventually.
I mean, this is the last Giants. I mean, this is the last place finish.
Right, but here's the thing. I am not as high on the Giants as both of you are. I know that immediately, but I I want to put the Commanders ahead of the Giants so bad, but I can't bring myself to do it because it's such
there's just no
tragic
talent
roster. There's nothing there. I want to do it so bad. They've got kind of the most middling schedule in the league. They end up 17th easiest.
Yeah, and it's like, and they've got. I mean, they're gonna get punched in the mouth by Philly, Dallas, Seattle, LA, San Francisco, Houston.
Oh my gosh.
That is disgusting.
That's a crazy 3-game start. But
then they get to play teams like Indy. They get to play Arizona. They get to play Tennessee. They get to play Atlanta, Jacksonville. So it's like the problem with this team is that they don't have a lot of talent, but their schedule is just easy enough that they're probably not gonna get like a top. You may get a top 10 pick, maybe.
And you know what? I think that's fine for the Commanders because here's the thing. As long as Jaden Daniels, again, doesn't become RG3 reincarnate and just dies and the man can't play football anymore, he is your long-term solution at quarterback. He's very good. He's very mobile. He's a very exciting player. You need to build around him. And so I think for this season, as long as you're getting in that top 10 draft pick range, I think that's what you want.
They will, because the draft is in Washington next year. It's scripted.
Oh, there you go.
Guaranteed.
Scripted.
It's just a brutal combination of like underwhelming roster talent, but not a bad enough schedule to like tank.
Yeah.
Like you're not a Miami.
Here's a question for you all: if they end under 500, which we are all probably projecting that they do, does the coach get fired?
Yes.
You think he's out? Because I think he's out.
Have you ever noticed the coaches that wear their hats backwards are always on the hot seat?
Dude,
because what their coaches, Dan Quinn is. I mean,
I love Dan Quinn, but
the problem is that the problem that you kind of have with these like they're not bad teams, with these middling teams, that defensive coaches just don't work. They just don't, because even if you have a good quarterback, you have to unlock the potential of that quarterback. When you have a defensive-minded head coach, it may hurt you. And I think like Tennessee might run into a similar problem. Like Robert Saleh is a good coach, but it's like you've got a young quarterback you need to try and like help, and you've got a defensive minded.
I think that comes down to the
look at Cleveland right now, one of the best defenses in the league, but just cannot do anything on offense.
Well, that was a problem of they didn't have a quarterback. So
I'm trying to remember. Okay. The offensive coordinator for the Commies is David Blow.
Where did he come from? I like Blow as well.
David Blow. He was the assistant quarterbacks coach last year for the Commanders.
Oh, so he's been with them.
Yeah, he's been with them. So once they parted ways with Kingsbury, he got promoted in his place. So in theory, it's his third season. It sounds like he's been with the Commanders the whole time. So that's good. That is familiarity with Jaden Daniels. So that breeds confidence, but everything else does not, unfortunately. And I'm pretty sure if they're smart, they're going to stay away from Brandon Ayuk. Just stay away from that. Yeah.
Like they learned their lesson with Debo.
Yeah. So, all right. Not too much else. Where do you guys have them finishing? Do we all have them finishing last?
I mean, I think they'd be they wouldn't be happy. They'd be happy with 500. I don't think they make it to 500. I think they'd be lucky to get to like 4, maybe 5 wins, just because they do play a lot of those middling teams.
I have them at 6.
I had them at 5.
I think 5-6 wins because they play those middling teams like Indy that'll allow them to get potentially get some wins. But then they play with two hard teams in that division, and they have to play the NFC West.
Yeah,
and all those teams in that division always trade with each other.
They do. It's very much a bunch of haymakers. But to wrap this up, our last team, the 4th place finish from last year, we're going to look at the New York Giants. Now, on paper, this is a very good team.
I don't know about very.
If everybody in the first
this is a good team.
5 rows, in the first 5 rows here, if they all stay healthy, I think they are a decent team.
They are a dark. This is like I'd say that this team and the Raiders are like the textbook definition of like dark horse teams. They're not gonna make a Super Bowl run at all, but they could genuinely ruin your Super Bowl hopes because they'll beat you because you overlooked them.
Yeah, so you got Jackson Dart. So as long as he's not running his head into other people's heads while he's scrambling out of the pocket, because
but they want to use him like Lamar Jackson, guy.
And then as long as Cam Scadaboo doesn't break his leg,
doesn't kill himself,
flips, then you've got a good running back there. And then as long as Malik Neighbors' leg actually,
he seems like he's on the right track, because I think he's on track to be there for camp.
Oh, I thought he wasn't.
I thought that I had seen like recently that he was.
There's a lot of mystery behind it.
I thought that I had seen something. I swear that I had.
You may have saw something updated then, but
like
the last word on him was, "We don't know."
Yeah, Google doing a quick little Google to slowly work his way into practice, but they are not. Yeah, 7 days ago, the status is still questionable right now for training camp.
Well,
according to
a Q is better than an O.
Yeah,
Q
but I mean, they did
because
they drafted Malachi Fields, so they got like, I mean, it's a 3rd round pick, but I mean,
they have Isaiah Likely,
and they've got Isaiah Likely, and they got Darnell Mooney from Atlanta. So like, Malik Neighbors does need to be back, but and I think that if he's not back, it's gonna hurt their chances. But like they have Isaiah Likely, and like
Odell. Juju Smith.
Oh yeah, Juju and Odell.
Juju. Don't forget about Braxton Berrios back there too.
Yeah,
I love
Juju.
Like,
they've got like an okay. Their offense is decent, and then like their defense got better. I mean, they lost Dex, but
they lost sexy Dexy.
But I mean, they
I'll be honest. I think their edges are fine. You have Shelby Harris and you have Abdul Carter. As long as Carter is actually paying attention in meetings and stuff. You get Arvell Reese in the draft, which is really good. You have Brian Burns on the other side of the linebacker position, and he had a really good year last year.
You still got Abdul Carter, who wasn't terrible.
Carter. Yeah, he's not terrible. And then your safeties were serviceable. They weren't anything exciting.
No, but I think
they live there. They got DJ Reader for the nose tackle. Here's the thing. He is not Sexy Dexy. He's not going to stop the run as well as Sexy Dexy did. But
that's okay. You got Arvell Reese and stuff to like make up for that.
That's the hope. And I think as long as that happens, they can do it. Now, here's the thing.
They've got Harbaugh. I mean,
I will say, and this is why I was saying because both of you feel like the Giants could be a pretty good sleeper team, which I can see that. I don't have a lot of confidence.
Okay.
And it's because I think that Jackson Dart is going to try to do too much.
Yeah.
They're going to put too much on him, and he's going to make mistakes. Not saying that it's going to be entirely his fault.
Yeah, but if he makes mistakes, you pull him out and you put in the man himself. He's here in person. You put in famous Jameis.
Crab legs. Yeah. There you go. But yeah, I just don't feel great about the Giants is really what it boils down to, because
they're a very volatile team.
Yeah, I think that's a very good word for it. It's very volatile. They could absolutely like torch you if everybody's healthy and they're clicking on all cylinders, everything's working. But the second one thing goes wrong, I think it's going to be a domino effect in games and everything's just going to kind of topple over. I don't think they're a team that can like fix an issue that happened.
You don't think John Harbaugh can fix the issue by taking the Happy Bunny out of the locker room?
Not in one game or something. Like maybe in year 2 he could, but I don't think year 1 coming in he's going to fix it immediately. I think there's going to be a lot of growing pains for this Giants team.
Fortunately, this schedule is very growing pain friendly. I mean, you do still have to play the NFC West, but like you get to play Tennessee, Arizona, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Indy, Cleveland. You've got like 6 or 7 games on there.
Yeah, you have the 16th easiest schedule. They have the easiest schedule in their division, I believe. Nope, Dallas does.
How does this team get back-to-back not games to start the season?
It's the Harbaugh effect.
It's because it's Dallas and the Rams.
Dallas and the Rams, but I mean, it is Harbaugh. Harbaugh is doing a lot of heavy lifting with this team in terms of like they should be a decent team because he's the head coach, and it's like
they don't play the Chargers. Dang.
Oh yeah, we don't get the brotherly bowl. So it's like, I mean, you look at like the middle of that schedule. Arizona, Washington, New Orleans, and Houston, Philly, but then Washington, Jacksonville, Indy, like that's a like a manageable stretch for the most part.
Yeah, and I think they can definitely pull out some wins, right? Like we're all pretty high on New Orleans winning the South and like doing well.
No, that doesn't mean a whole lot though.
Game. Doesn't mean a whole lot. They could still beat New Orleans, Washington. We've talked about Indy, like Cleveland, like you mentioned that they could get around 500 here.
I think just
there is no path to the playoffs.
No, I don't think so.
They can't because the NFC is so strong. This team does not have it in them to get to 11, 12 wins. I think 12 wins is going to be your wild card cutoff. Like,
yeah, I think if you don't win 12, I don't think you make the playoffs.
I mean,
so I would say
49ers and Philadelphia, one of them aren't going to make it. That's how good the NFC is.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say the expectations for this team are probably 500. If you can make it to I think if you can make it to 500, you're happy with your season.
That is exactly what my
If you can make it to 500, and definitely if you can find a way to split games against Dallas and Philly, because, I mean, the NFC East is weird. If you can split games against them and get above 500, I would call this season a resounding success.
Oh, for sure. I think the other factor, regardless of win total, can you keep your players healthy? Because it has been like a revolving door of injuries for this team, even before Jackson Dart and Scadaboo were there. Like everybody was getting injured all the time. So as long as they can stay healthy, end around 500, I think that's a win.
I think that would be.
Look at how many spoiler opportunities they get at the end of the season.
I mean, they could spoil playoff
San Francisco,
stuff.
Seattle, Detroit,
even Philly and Dallas.
Philly.
Like they could mess up Dallas or Philly in terms of that
literally from week 13 on, they could play pretty big spoiler to all of those teams outside of Cleveland, maybe.
Yeah, no, Cleveland's not doing jack.
Yeah.
Well.
I don't know why that game against Detroit week 16 Monday Night Football, something tells me that like that I don't know why that game feels like it's going to be really exciting and really important
game. Yeah.
Friggin' Dan Quinn.
Same with that whole stretch.
Yeah, no, those all three of those final games for them. I mean, that Seattle game could be kind of brutal.
I mean, we all might be watching that Philadelphia game, seeing if 49ers are going to get in or not.
Philadelphia, they could literally decide who gets that last wild card spot. You're not wrong.
I think the Giants will be a fun team, assuming they all stay healthy. This is like a team that you want to watch their games because they could just be fun and could upset anybody. I think they do have just enough talent. They've got they're like that kind of roster. It's them and the Raiders. I like putting the same. They've got just enough talent on that roster that they could pull some upsets against some teams that are much better than them.
Yeah, agreed. This is the team that I labeled like my fun team. Like I want to cheer for them because it's going to be fun. Like Scadaboo, Dart, they're all fun.
Jameis Winston.
He lost me with that video.
Which
the backflip? Yeah, no, it's
but
it's okay.
Scadaboo?
You still got Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's presence alone is guaranteed content.
Yeah.
He automatically makes a fun team.
I think Matt Laf should pick up his contract so he can play for the Giants and Jets.
Geno Smith sucks, but in Jameis Winston, the first ever dual contract.
Dude, I love that idea. Let's do it. I love the
Giants. I think the Giants will be a fun team. They won't make the playoffs, but they should be fun to watch and should be able to pull some upsets against some of these other teams.
That they should. Well, we have them finishing third right now, I believe. We all see them.
I have them at like the 7-8 win, 7 to 9 wins, like right around 500. I don't think you
understand how much in my soul I want the Commanders to be above the Giants. I can't tell you why. I just want it to happen.
Yeah, what in the world?
But I can't tell you, but like that's like the innate I want the Commies to do better than Giants, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
The commie. I mean, there's a world in which it happens, and it's the world in which the Giants all get hurt. That's the world in which that happens. Is if the Giants just all get hurt and the commies just eke it out because they have elderly men that aren't dead.
Little squeak.
So, you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I think it'll be... This division should be fun because you have 3 competitive teams, but it's not like the NFC West where the top 2 are just like so much better than everyone else. Because, well, I don't know. Something about the NFC West isn't as fun as the NFC East. Like, I feel like the Giants, Eagles,
I'll tell you
Cowboys
why.
trio is just more fun.
Do you want to know why? It's because they hate each other more than the NFC West
they
hates each other more. That's why. And the hate makes those games so much fun. It really does.
Yeah, Philly fans, man.
Yeah, dude, Philly fans and Cowboys fans.
Cowboys
when
fans
they booed
are
out Santa
delusional,
Claus on Christmas.
throwing snowballs at their players.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-huh.
No, the NFC East is
why
so
they're more
funny.
fun. They're very funny. It's always a bloodbath. All right, we're not doing any fantasy stuff this week, just because we went over a bunch of teams who are already, well over what we normally do. But that's gonna pick up Gino. There you go. He's your bye quarterback.
Maybe
quarterback on a bye. Pick him up. Why not? But that's gonna do it for the Blitz this week. Next week we'll be going over the AFC South. So some fun teams there. Should be a good time, but that's going to be it. Any last words from you guys?
Nope, I don't think
okay,
so.
Hold up.
Oh, well.
Who has the best jerseys in the NFC South? I mean, East. Sorry.
NFC East?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's not the Giants.
No.
You don't like the the Giants blue?
I do not like the all
maybe
blue.
this is why you lean toward Washington. Maybe you
just don't like
you're attracted to their
But
colors.
See, I don't like red. I don't like red. I think my favorite is probably the Eagles.
I do like the Eagles. The Kelly green jerseys on the Eagles are pretty good.
Kelly green is my favorite, and then I would go Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants. I think the Giants jerseys are so boring.
Which Eagles jersey is it? You talking about the black ones or the green ones?
No, the green ones.
I like both. I like all of the Eagles jerseys. I'm a sucker for green. The Eagles jerseys are all pretty good.
The black ones are inoffensive.
I do like the black. I am a fan of black jerseys though as well.
All right, AFC East, Buffalo, right? I love their all whiteouts.
Miami's blue is pretty nice. And then when they break out
Are we talking about because here's the thing. Are we including the rivalry jerseys?
Dude, the Miami rivalries were so good.
Miami ones went crazy.
Are they wearing them again this year?
I think they have to.
Each team has to pick one game that has a rivalry jersey. They have to wear it one time. Like the Niners are wearing it against the Rams, I believe.
Like I do really like the
do last year's rivalry teams. Do they wear it again this year?
Yes. That's what
I think
saying.
it has to stay in rotation for a couple years.
So what are the new teams this year? Green Bay.
It's
NFC North and AFC South. Is it the Texans?
Hold on. Rivalry jerseys.
I want to say it's the South, the AFC South.
I believe it is the South. Hold on. Yes. Okay. AFC South and NFC North. So Texans, Colts, Jags, Titans, Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings.
I also like the Bills red jersey, so I'm still picking them just overall.
If I'm going overall,
I still like Miami's. I think the blues are kind of clean.
I think I gotta go Miami. I like Miami. You are a sucker for orange.
The blue and orange is cool. So
I like Miami. I'd go Miami, and then I would probably go Bills, and then Jets, and then Patriots.
Oh, Patriots last.
Yeah. Okay. I like the green. I'm a green.
No, I like green. I am as well.
Green's great.
Fair enough.
All righty. But that's going to be it. We'll be back in next week, same time, same place. We hope to catch you then.
Bye-bye.